And I just want to stop the video for a second to ask you guys to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is right here. It's the only way you guys can stay updated and be notified when a new video is uploaded or anything with my channel. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna quit talking and get right into the video. Let's go. What's up, guys? It's War Unknown, and today we're going to be doing a video on the top 5 scariest urban legends, in my opinion. Maybe not to you guys, but to me, these are the scariest ones. Let me know in the comments below if I should make this a series or not. And drop a like on the video if you like it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Let's go. The link to the websites where I got all the information are going to be linked down below in the description. Check that out on your guys' own time if you want to. But we're going to get right into this. Coming in at number 5 is going to be the 100 Step Cemetery. Now, if y'all don't know about the 100 Step Cemetery, it's in Brazil, Indiana. According to the legend, if you go to the cemetery at midnight, you must count each step as you climb to the top of the hill. Once you arrive at the top, you should stand facing the open field where the grave plots lie. In doing so, you will be greeted by the spirit of the cemetery's first undertaker, who, without uttering a single word, reveal to you how you are going to die in a chilling vision. Now, that's already creepy as it is. Like, that's why it's at number 5 and it's not number 1, just because it's not the scariest. But an undertaker comes to you and tells you how you die. That's pretty creepy. But we're gonna go ahead and keep on going. Once the undertaker vanishes, you are expected to do an about face and scurry back down the steps, counting each step along the way as you had done before. And if you don't go down the steps and count like you did when you were going up, a hand will leave a red handprint on your back and hold you down on the ground. That is what they have said has happened if you don't follow the steps. Upon reaching the bottom of the hill, it is believed that if you come up without the same number of steps going down as you did going up, you are sure to die as you did in the Undertaker's vision. But if you are lucky enough to have a different number going down than you did going up, the vision is believed to be a false prophecy. Now that's just freaking insane. So, you go to this cemetery, you count each step. There's going to be these steps at this cemetery. You go up each step, and counting each step as you go up, you have to count. And when you get to the top of the hill, you have to turn all the way around 180, look, and you'll see this undertaker. This black demon thing with red eyes. And he's going to come to you and tell you how you die. It says, without uttering a single word. And he's going to tell you how you will die, and you're going to see it in a vision. And then if you walk down and it's the same number of steps as it was when you went up, then that means that the vision was real. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's already scary. That's scary to me. But that's why it's at number 5, because it's not the scariest, but it's also pretty creepy. Let me know down below what you guys think of it. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get right into number 4. Coming in at number 4 is the legend / creepypasta called Mr. Widemouth. Now, have you ever looked at a Furby and thought, man, that thing looks like it's going to kill me in my sleep? Yeah, well, this Furby will kill you. Now, he was known for being this creature type thing that would manipulate children into either hurting themselves or killing themselves in several different countries and states. Now, if you look up on the website, it says his appearance is a petite supernatural creature with looks that almost resembles a Furby, an extremely popular toy around the early 2000s. Now, if y'all are a little bit younger, y'all probably won't know what a Furby is, because I'm pretty sure they got discontinued a while ago. But I was born in the 2000s, and I'm pretty sure I had one. And I can tell you guys right now, I did not like it. And who knows? That could have been Mr. Widemouth. Who knows? But it says, except Mr. Widemouth has an extremely large mouth for his head size, hence where he gained his name from. His eyes are also said to be extremely large, along with his crooked ears, but his large mouth is the largest feature he has. They say that his personality is an extremely manipulative creature despite his unsettling and strange appearances. Mr. Widemouth has shown to be manipulative throughout his actions in a story, such as telling lies like if the narrator had jumped out her window, she wouldn't crash to the ground but rather jump back up. Mr. Widemouth would continue to pressure people into doing harmful tricks and actions that would end up causing harm to themselves or killing themselves. And that's really it. Let me know what you guys think of that. I just threw that one in here at number 4 because it's kind of creepy, but it's probably not true. But it is still something very scary and something that you really don't want to think about if you have a Furby doll. Coming in at number 3 is the urban legend Teke Teke. The origin, I think, is from Japan. I'm not really sure. A lot of people say it comes from many different other places, but we're just going to stick with Japan. The appearance of this ghost is usually a male, but in this case, and the website that I found it on, it says it's a woman. She has no lower half, so she's cut from here, so she has no legs. It's just her upper half. She runs on her arms, creating a distinctive sound, which makes her name, which I don't know if it's Tiki Tiki or Teke Teke. It says that she chases her victims down dark roads. Despite having no legs, a Tiki Tiki can run incredibly fast. So fast, in fact, that he can even catch up to victims who are speeding away in cars. Speeding away in cars. You could be driving 45 miles per hour down the road, 60, and she could be catching up to you just... And you're telling me that's not scary. That's why that one's coming in at number 3. Just think about a girl with no legs, on her arms, running at you. Just running at you in pitch black dark. And then you get in a car and she's still catching up to you. I don't know, guys. It's very creepy to me. I've honestly had a dream one time before where there was a ghost just like this chasing after me and my girlfriend. And I'm going to tell you guys, it did not end well. It says what she does is when she catches up to the victim, something terrible happens. It says that the legends are not always clear of what happens to the people or whoever this ghost or supernatural being catches. But it says in various ways that the story have been told that the Teke Teke carries a sickle and it slices its victims in half at the waist and steals their legs so they can be just like her. They cut your legs, or she cuts your legs, takes them, and you're stuck like her. Now it goes on to say, like with most urban legends, there are so many versions of the Teke Teke story that it's impossible to know what the original story was or where it began. Blah blah blah. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of that one. That one will probably give you guys nightmares. I don't know. It's very scary to me. I mean, like I said, just imagine walking down a road and then you just see this thing running at you like this. No, I'm out of there. I'm running. She's probably going to catch up to me and slice me in half. Now, next time you guys see me, I'm probably only going to be one half because she's probably already caught up to me and killed me. But that's it for number 3. We're going to go ahead and jump right into number 2. Coming in at number 2 is the Russian sleep experiment. Russian researchers in the late 1940s kept 5 people awake for 15 days using an experimental gas-based stimulant. They were kept in sealed environment to carefully monitor their oxygen intake so the gas didn't kill them since it was toxic in high concentrations. That was before closed circuit cameras, so they had only microphones and 5-inch thick glass porthole sized windows into the chamber to monitor them. The chamber was stocked with books, cots to sleep on but no bedding, running water and toilet, and enough dry food to last all 5 for over a month. So these Russian researchers kept 5 people in really tiny rooms with only a little window, books, a cot which is like basically like a jail bed almost. No bedding, running water and toilet, which it's good to have running water in a toilet, but that's still not that good, and enough dry food to last all five for over a month. For over a month. It says the test subjects were political prisoners deemed enemies of the state during World War II, so they were supposedly enemies. It said everything was fine for the first 5 days. The subjects hardly complained, have been promised that they would be freed if they submitted to the test and did not sleep for 30 days. Their conversations and activities were monitored, and it was noticed that they continued to talk about increasingly traumatic incidents in their past, and the general tone of their conversations took on a darker aspect after the 4-day mark. After 5 days, they started to complain about the circumstances and events that led them to where they were and started to demonstrate severe paranoia. They stopped talking to each other and began alternately whispering to the microphones and one-way mirror portholes. Oddly, they all seemed to think that they could win the trust of the experimenters by turning over their comrades, the other subjects in captivity, with them. So they were going so crazy, they were thinking that they could get out if they were turning on the other people that was there with them, their people. At first, the researchers suspected this was an effect of the gas itself. After 9 days, the first of them started screaming. He ran the length of the chamber repeatedly, yelling at the top of his lungs for 3 hours straight. They continued, attempted to scream, but was only able to produce occasional squeaks. The researchers postulated that he had physically torn his vocal cords. The most surprising thing about this behavior is how the other captives reacted to it, or rather didn't react to it. They continued whispering to the microphones until the second of the captives started to scream. The two non-screaming captives took the books apart, smeared pages after pages with their own feces, and pasted them calmly over the glass portholes. The screaming promptly stopped. And it goes on to say that 5 more days after, they started to complain that they started seeing these dark figures in the room that kept telling them to hurt themselves and to kill themselves. And a little bit after, all of them died, and no more has been said about this experiment or what happened to the people in the experiment, and nothing has came out about the researchers also. Let me know what you guys think of this down below. I think it's really messed up to do this, people, even if they're our enemies, but I don't know. Let me know what y'all think down below, and let's get into number 1, the scariest of them all. Coming in at number 1 is the creepiest of them all. I promise you this is the creepiest of them all because this is an urban legend that was turned true. This urban legend is called Cropsey. It says, this story of a nightmare come to life. Once Cropsey was just an urban legend, the boogeyman of Staten Island in New York City. So the origin of this came from New York City. Now, everybody knows the boogeyman. You've probably seen the movie, or your brother or sister have scared you trying to talk about the boogeyman's going to get you while you're sleeping. Yeah, well, this is a real life boogeyman. Not fake, nothing. This is a real life boogeyman. It says Cropsey was rumored to be a homicidal madman, an escaped mental patient with a hook for a hand who hunted children and dragged them back to the tunnel system that laid under the abandoned ruins of the old Seaview Hospital, a former sanitarium. It's said that parents used Cropsey to frighten their children into being good and staying near home. So basically, they would tell their children that if they would go far from home and go far away, that Cropsey would get them. So they said that so their children wouldn't leave the house and would stay close by. They actually ended up making a movie about this, which was called The Burning. It says the cult classic is surprisingly faithful to the tale. The Staten Island scouts once swapped over toasted marshmallows. It features a once respectable man named George Cropsey who goes insane after a prank gone wrong leaves him disfigured and begins killing unsuspecting summer campers with an axe. So this was so crazy that they turned it into a movie. And it says in 1980s, the children of Staten Island had even more reason to fear their local boogeyman, Cropsey had come to life in the form of an actual homicidal madman who really did hunt children, and his name was Andre Rand. Andre Rand was a janitor at the Willowsbrook State School on Staten Island, a place which holds power just because of its name, and it frightened adults and children alike. The institution was built for children with disabilities, and it was revealed to be a living hell for any kids that stayed there throughout the 1970s, and it didn't close until the 1987. It says that the children there have been subjected to rampant sexual abuse and corporal punishment, and severe overcrowding led to unsanitary conditions. It was also home to what has been called one of the most unethical medical experiments on children in the United States in the name of hepatitis research. Medical staff intentionally injected healthy children with the virus, many of whom became severely ill as a result. So they would inject these kids who wasn't even sick with this disease, and it would make them very, very ill, and it would kill some of them. And it says the public wasn't aware of the conditions inside the school, given that many of the children inside had sadly been abandoned by their parents in the foster care system, leading to little accountability in 1972. And then it goes on to say that the same year, Andrew Rand, former janitor of the School of Horrors, was arrested in connection with the disappearance of Jennifer Schweiger, a 12-year-old girl with Down syndrome. At the time, Rand was homeless and living in a makeshift campsite on the grounds of the abandoned school, not far from the ruinous Seaview Hospital that was so closely tied to the Cropsey legend. And after they got him arrested and convicted him, they ended up going back to where he lived and found plenty bodies of countless children that have went missing throughout the years. And it was just a very sad story. It was very bad. And yeah, that's why it is number one, because it was an urban legend that came true. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.